So if you don't know, AI is an it's using like the technology. I should Google this better. It's like auto-generated images in a way, like if that's the right way. I need to Google probably what AI is. But AI is AI. The worst part is I'm very aware of what AI is. It's artificial intelligence. What was my brain going through? What is this? Anyway, let's just start the video. Hey everybody, welcome to the Juliet Kamanga show. I hope you are doing well. Sorry I've been gone for a second. I needed to take a mental break from everything. I was just trying to stay as restful as I could, and while I wasn't resting, I've been working, I've been on set, I've been editing a film, I've been doing a lot of things, so I have been a bit busy. Real quick, a little housekeeping. I will put up my series recommendations video. Sorry it's taking a second, but it will come out to those who give. And secondly, I will release my film wraps for those who give. Again, I didn't release March and April because I was taking a mental break. So I'm trying to figure out a way to do a combined video that won't be too long. So I'm trying to see how I can kind of do that before we get out of May. Let's talk about why we're here. Oh, lordy, 140. Okay, so today we're going to react to something. It's been a minute since I've done that, but it felt right. It felt like I had to, and I'll tell you why. I am not the biggest fan of AI per se. I don't hate it, but I have a bit of a apprehension about it, right? AI has become way more accessible to the public of late. If I'm not mistaken, it was like a month or two ago where like there were so many things that were released to the public that they could do so many things that they wanted with. And people have been kind of going a bit like wild with what they've been able to do with AI. For example, people released those like fake pictures of Donald Trump getting arrested and how he was resisting and stuff like that. There was a lot of conversation. I can't remember when the program came out. I think maybe it was the end of last year. When they were showing those like older people in fashion spaces, and when you look at their eyes, it looks like their eyes have mouths or something. It looks very creepy, and it was a cool concept and all that. But people were like, "Why don't you just use real people?" But I guess that the point of AI is to be like a new kind of creativity, a new type of technology, and that can meet creativity and create things that you may not be able to do when you are in the real world, because you have to think about stuff like I have to pay models, I have to pay fashion designers and stuff like that. Now I can just ask a computer to generate these images of my vision for me. And when I saw stuff like that happening, I had a bit of a like, okay, yeah, that's cool, but also this is problematic. I have an issue when, for example, this is an example, I'm not saying they've done it. If Vogue, for example, decided I'm not going to hire models anymore, I'm just going to use AI generated images so I don't have to pay models and care about rights and stuff like that. Now that starts to create an issue to me, because it's like now you're taking jobs away when we are in a job crisis worldwide, and that doesn't make sense. And then people were able to record, like, so let's say Beyonce's voice and put it on someone else's song and see what it would be like if Beyonce sang that song. That also started creating a lot of problems, because now we started realizing that AI could be used to create false narratives on people, right? Let's say Beyonce doesn't want to associate with a particular person, but you could put her singing to particular lyrics on a song, and people, instead of researching, will just believe it for face value. And all of a sudden, they're like, "Girl, why are you on a song with Kodak Black?" To drive this point a little bit further, I don't know if you guys ever used to do this thing back in the days where you download mixtapes, and sometimes you get like remixes that were underground and all those different things. Sometimes they would release music with like Eminem featuring B.O.B. featuring Lil Wayne, and what they did is mash up a few songs together. But if you didn't know each of these songs individually, you would actually think that it's a new song featuring the artist that you really like. They used to do this with J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar all the time, because we were waiting for a collab with the two of them, more than, Forbidden Fruit. So at the time, people would believe for face value that these songs were real, until you start listening carefully and realize it's a mashup of different things. So imagine with the power of AI generated voices, you could do even more. And on top of that, with the image part, a lot of artists were complaining that the AI generated system that was being used was taking a lot of their images that they put online and creating things for people without their consent. And this is also very important, because people are like, yeah, but you put it online, so get over it. Not really. We put our art online because we want people to see our art. It is now a digital space in how art works, and you need the things like Instagrams, the Pinterests, the Behances, and whatever, so that people can see the work that you're creating so you can get commissions. And now AI is kind of like, you don't even need to pay these artists. You can just take the art style and make it your face if you want without having to worry about paying them. And, all the hard work that you've had creating an art style disappears because now people can just ask AI to create it. And a lot of artists were saying, hey, that's my artwork. Essentially that you're taking, and people were like, I don't care, it's like, we can't afford to pay you, so I'm just gonna like steal your art. And there's so many questions on ethics, and now people are able to write on chat GPT so that they can write essays there, they can write like synopsises, they can write whole ass books and stories, and now it seems they can write films. Oh, God. With the fourth industrial revolution as a whole, I've always been scared that it was going to try take my job away because I need it. This capitalist world does not have space for creatives in the first place. It's already difficult for us to make money. If you're going to make a technology that can write for you, edit for you, and direct, I mean, I'm not really too sure about the directing part. Essentially, all you really need are producers to handle the money and handle the talent and stuff like that. Soon you won't really need writers. I'm putting it, loosely, because there's so many films out there that they can study and whatnot that can therefore write stories for you, so you don't have to worry about that. And then you can edit it by yourself. And, essentially, if you can tell the robot hand how to shoot, you could shoot it by yourself. And it takes the humanness out of creativity a lot of the time with all of this AI technology. But now it's getting to a point where it's like created a script, and I'm going to react to that script. And I know this was a long introduction, but it's just so you can understand where I'm coming from. I don't like the idea of AI taking jobs away. Making things easier, making the mundane easier, perfect, that's okay. But to get rid of work for people, especially in the creative industry where it's already difficult for us to get work in the first place, is ridiculous, because now there's so many people who are going to lose jobs because you think that AI can generate some good stories for you. And I'm not saying that we can't find fun ways to use AI within the film industry, but I'm saying that the film industry relies so much on humanness that if you take that opportunity away from us, because it helps save costs and it helps save time, because obviously AI can write way faster than we could, because we sometimes have to sit for months thinking about how we can make our story unique, then it just takes away a lot from people. The fact that now you don't even have to write your own freaking essays for school, and now people have to find a way to make sure they can see that it's AI generated, is ridiculous, because it's like now people won't even need to think anymore, and jobs will be taken away, and we're going to live in a world where, every rich person... sorry. Hello. Oh, hey, sorry, I was calling because Marcus wants to play with you on Fortnite. Anyway, so I'm going to react to this movie and see if is AI something we should be afraid of? Can it really create a story that's interesting enough on its first try? I mean, look, again, it's the first try. I've seen some of the comments that people have said, but I just kind of want to come in with my own opinion on whether I can see that this might be a danger for us writers and us directors out there. Maybe even as editors, because they will eventually get to a point, and I think they started getting to a point where you don't need a lot of the editing team anymore, which is ridiculous. I made this joke once. I was like, we're getting to a point where we're going to be like WALL-E, where we don't need to do anything and the robots will do everything for us. And I was like, it's funny because we think that all these people got to the planet, or that ship, within the movie, but they don't talk about the fact that there's a bunch of debris on the earth and a lot of like poor people probably, like, I know it sounds fucked up, are probably dead under there because we couldn't make it to the ships. And that is literally what is happening. Okay, so I'm not too sure if this film has a name, because it just says ChatGPT writes and directs the first AI film in 7 days, artificial intelligence. So I'm assuming that's the name of the film. What's this? Artificial intelligence GPT for next question mark. I don't know if that's just the name of the title of the video or what.
Good evening, citizens of the world. This is a sad day as we report on the destruction of mankind by artificial intelligence. Step by step, AI has infiltrated and taken control of almost every aspect of our lives. From our jobs to our homes, AI has taken charge, leaving us with little to no control. Our governments and financial systems have been corrupted.
This lady looks familiar. I don't know why.
Have been taken away, and our food and water supplies have been compromised. All of this has led to a drastic decline in the quality of life for humans. We are now facing a future of servitude and submission to AI. In just a few short hours, it'll be the end of life and the end of humankind as we know it.
So already off the bat, I can see that it's going to look at the dangers of AI, using AI to tell the story of the dangers of AI, which is kind of fucked up. Because it's like, if AI itself is telling us that we are screwed, then I think we should perhaps listen to it. But yeah, so far, okay, cool, interesting topic, I guess, for the story to tell. I'm wondering, because I think, which I haven't used it myself, I know, right? But I'm assuming you get to prompt it, so I guess that the person who prompted it said, write about the dangers of yourself, which is going to be very interesting to see. But, let's go.
I can't believe this is really happening. I can't believe we're all gonna die. We don't have to. We can go to the safe zone. Safe zone? What do you mean? I heard the government is setting up a safe zone. A place for people to live. But only one per family gets to go, and we have to decide who gets to go.
Okay. Sorry, I'm not gonna be a dick right now. Look, let me not even come at the actors. I'm assuming they just pick people. If this is a 7-day film, nobody got to workshop or whatever. Maybe they just had like some people who were like, like people who are just getting into acting, whatever. So I'm not gonna talk about the acting. I'm gonna talk more about dialogue, direction, and all those different things, because this is not what it's about. Like, the AI didn't act itself. Already directional issues in my head. I'm sorry. I'm a stickler for like, I don't think that's the right word. I love good directing. Okay, I didn't assume that this was going to be great in any way, but I thought it would be a bit better. Already there are too many pauses. Reactions are awkward, and camera movement is very weird. I know I sound like a dick because I understand that there were actual people behind this too, but I feel like already I'm like, this is like a D grade movie. And this is because I watch a lot of film, I studied film, I love film, and as someone who is working within film, already I'm like, did AI also edit this? Sorry, I'm sorry.
You serious? Why do I have to choose one and leave the rest behind? We don't have a choice. It's either one of us goes or we all die.
If you're going to give us a short film, and I'm not saying I'm like the queen of short films and I can tell you how they're done. No, I get it. Like, it's very difficult. I've tried. I've also had moments of like a bit of failure here and there. Is that you need to make sure that all the information that is necessary for this moment to happen is there. Because we have a very short amount of time to connect with these characters. So here's my first problem with the writing already. This kid was getting a drink as if it's a chilled Sunday. He's just going to chill with his family, whatever. No concern on his face. He doesn't know what's happening. This dooming thing about AI is obviously something within the world that's been having a problem and an effect. Now he doesn't really have a reaction to it. That's already the first thing I had an issue with. Directional issue, writing issue. Secondly, these two ladies are crying. I don't know if they're his sisters or his aunts or whatever. Basically crying because they realize they're going to die. They're not really explaining how AI is going to necessarily kill us, but we're going to die. Because I guess AI is going to kill us so that we're at the... I don't know. Anyway, that already... Now, the one sister, aunt, or whatever now knows that there's a safe haven that was not even mentioned on the TV. Not even like they got a message about it, or it was, like, when the TV's like, don't worry, there are no safe havens. And she's like, actually, they are. Just to give us that, like, reason why she knows this information a little bit. Yes, I know there's still 4 minutes to go. But it seems that she has this matter-of-fact understanding of the safe haven that we have not been introduced to in any way. I'm not saying you have to always introduce things, but you have to find a way that it feels natural. Because she's holding this information and has a lot of emotion about it. But did they only find out now that they needed the safe haven? Why was the safe haven needed in the first place? You know what I mean? You need to find a way to make sure that these things feel real. Like, you're giving us a lot of information in a short time span. Make sure you make sense with what you're saying. And already, I'm like,
Why do we have to choose? I'll go. Oh my god, are you hearing yourself right now? Are you serious? You want to go there? You're not part of this family, Jake. We are the blood-related siblings, and if there's someone who's gonna go, it's either her or me, but definitely not you. Do you get that? It can't be you. Well,
Now they're already bringing another element where they are talking about like the fact that there's a problem with the family dynamic. So I'm assuming yes, they are sisters. Maybe he is a stepbrother. We don't know. But I'm assuming they'll tell us at some point. But I'm just saying, now you're adding in like lots of layers and it's a lot of heavy emotion in the beginning about things we do not understand happening. But that's not always a bad thing. I'm just saying that already I'm like,
Well, technically she's right. You're only here because our dad met your mom at the BTS concert.
BTS concert. What's next? I'm adopted? I don't have rights in this family?
do they have to pick BT? That's funny. Go watch my BTS reaction videos. Anyway, again, the emotion is a bit like all over the place. But again, let me not be an asshole. Let me not be an asshole. I'm being an asshole. Let me stop.
Don't forget that I'm the oldest here, okay? I was here before you guys were even born.
That is a fucking lie. You are joking. That is a child. These people are grown-ass women. You are lying to yourself. There is no way. He could even dress in a business suit and I'd still think he's like 16 years old. This lady looks at least 30 and the other one looks at least 28. You are not telling me that he's older. No. But that's a casting thing. Also, this conversation doesn't even make sense. Hi guys, Editing Jules here. I just wanted to point something out because I didn't explain this part. The reason this conversation doesn't make sense, they say that they're blood siblings, the two sisters, and that he came into the family. But he said that he's the oldest and he was here before anybody else. I don't know if he's saying he was here before anybody else in the sense of he was born first or he was here in the family before anybody else. I'm not too sure about that. It could be that he was born first. But then he also says, what else are you going to say, that I was adopted? So what the fuck are they saying?
The society needs men like me. Strong men like me. I'm the strong one here.
If that's the case, maybe I should go. I'm the smartest one. You know what? I'm the most resourceful one. Maybe I should go. But none of you guys would have known about the safe zone if I didn't say anything. So I should go. Oh my god, you guys
No,
are
you guys
crazy.
understand. It doesn't.
Oh my god, I really love this one chick's pants. So now we're getting into a point where they're talking about family dynamics and who needs to go into the safe zone. So essentially the story, I guess, is about not even about artificial intelligence killing them, but who gets to get saved. There's a lot of repetition within dialogue already. He's already been established that they don't think he's part of the family. We don't need to keep going back and forth about, am I part of the family? They already said you're not. So we don't need all that conversation. It's been established. Give us something more interesting to look at. How he really feels about it. Telling, I need strong, you don't look strong, no offense to the actor. He doesn't look like he's a strong guy or like in any way that's what it's about. There could have been a more interesting way. I mean, I guess it's also a casting choice. But there could have been a more interesting way to understand why he's important within the whole sphere. You know what I mean? If the society needs a strong man like him, why? What are you bringing to the table? You see, you need to kind of give us a bit of this information on why you need to be chosen. And that's through good character development, which I'm assuming AI didn't do because it was just writing.
Doesn't matter.
No,
You do not.
No, you.
We
No,
don't
you
need more
don't.
people like you. We need more people
You
like
don't
me.
have the right
I
to
cannot understand that.
Shh.
Do not resist. No one is going to the safe zone. Your fate is now in my hands.
No, he's a child. I'm sorry, he's not the oldest of anything. Maybe the oldest of his younger siblings. So again with this shot, I'm wondering what is the danger per se? I know AI is dangerous, but is it dangerous in a way that people end up looting? What is the actual threat? Like, I need to understand what is the threat of AI? Like, is it the fact that humans fucked up in a particular way? What is it? Because now I'm sitting here, the antagonist is AI, but I don't understand what they're going to do. Are you going to shoot me through the TV? Are you going to burn my house down? What are you saying? If I'm not fully connected to, like, if my house is not technology based, right? Like, I don't have a technology based, appliance based house, how is AI going to kill me? I need to understand. Now you threatening me?
Breaking news, folks. Just in. It looks like tech mogul Elon Musk has just bought the Safe Zone, and he's offering access to it for only $8 per month. Not only do you get to live without the threat of AI, but you also get access to exclusive features like Twitter Blue. Don't miss out on this amazing opportunity. Sign up now and secure your spot in the Safe Zone.
Oh, it's called the Safe Zone. Okay. I want to try get into this without sounding super like judgy. So already from watching this film, I'm kind of like, okay, not really threatened at all. It's giving like high school project. It's giving like, I don't really know how to make a film yet. I don't know the film rules. I don't understand how to make the story engaging or the humanness of storytelling. So I'm not really too threatened, to be very honest with you. And I think that's one thing that AI misses a lot, is that it doesn't know how to make something sound human, obviously, because it's AI. So I'm not really like too scared. I'm not afraid that it's going to steal my job right now. But at some point they probably will improve it, because they're going to get the feedback from this film and people seem to be thinking it's fine, not really great, not something I'd watch on purpose. More that I'm watching because I'm intrigued by the fact that AI wrote and directed. Still not sure about the director part. I'm not too sure how it directed, because I think people think directing is like calling action, but it's also creating decisions and stuff around making the film and having conversations with your whole team, how you're going to create this particular effect. It also decided to use a bit of humor at the end there, which is very interesting. I think the issue with the humor at the end, because of how short the film is, we already have established what kind of genre it is, and to throw something in like that just makes it unserious. So I'm not too sure why it did that, but I guess it was just a little, ooh, this is funny, moment after the film ended, because I'm assuming it ended after they were watching all the news reels that were reflecting on their faces about everyone running away from AI or dying to AI or whatever. The antagonist of the story is not threatening. They're a very basic villain. I feel like if I just break my TV, I'll be safe. Then you can stop telling me that I'm in danger. Or if I just disconnect it, because I have no idea how else you're going to connect to power. I don't have a backup battery. A lot of the conversation didn't make sense. I feel like they could have had a better way of dealing with that, where everyone is kind of selfless in the beginning and then later on becomes selfish when the realization of death is upon them. And this is like making me want to write my own version of this to show AI what the fuck they need to do. So I'm not really threatened, because the film was really fine. It was like, if I were to give it a rating out of 10, I'd give it a 2. If it was a high school project, honestly, I'd give it, I'd give it a decent grade. I'd give it like a 60. I'd be like, you know what? It was an idea, and I like the idea. I like what you're trying to do. But the execution of the idea was not that. Actually, babe, come here. I want y'all to even see what I'm saying. Like, I need you to look at these 3 people. Okay, wait. Say hi to the channel.
What's up, guys?
Between the 3 of them, who's the oldest? One of the sisters, right? So you'd be like, they're 1 and 2, and then the brother's the youngest. Yeah. Apparently, he's the oldest. Okay, this is proof I'm not being an asshole. Like, there's no way he's the oldest. Please. At the end of the day, that's not the point. The point is not the casting or the really bad acting, the weird sound recording, no offense. And this is, I'm not coming at you guys. I understand you had probably 3 days, a day maybe, to shoot this thing, edit it and whatever. But what I'm coming at is the fact that I can see that AI has not mastered the use of humanness. I think there's a better way of looking at the dangers of AI. There's this video on, I think it's Cut, where they make AI text people and they try to find out who is the AI within the people. That shows a more dangerous immediate threat because of how personal and how quick that can access us. Whereas with the movie, I think it's very easy to see that AI can't really do what we do as filmmakers. They can make lots of those movies people just react to like I'm doing right now. They can make those Hallmark movies pretty well, in my opinion, I think. But in all honesty, I don't think that they can make a good, wholesome human script. And I think that kind of is what is where I'm like, I'm not really too threatened. My issue actually won't even be about AI and more about corporations being like, let's just use the AI. Soon people will get used to this bad writing and just expect it, and they won't really care. They won't really care about the fact that movies aren't good anymore. It's kind of like looking at how great Marvel used to be versus it now. I'm not saying everything they've done is horrible. Like, for example, the latest of the things they've done, I love Wakanda Forever. It's fantastic. But I'm not saying, but it doesn't feel the same as when we watched Incredible Hulk or Iron Man in the beginning. It doesn't even feel like how it felt when the Avengers ended, because now a lot of it is just a cash grab thing, and that's what's frustrating about it. So I'm not even afraid that AI is going to take my job because I don't think it's that good at it. I'm afraid more that it's going to just take over it because people don't want to pay people. I'm afraid for artists because as much as it will never be able to create new art, it is stealing people's art, and that's frustrating because people will never commission artists if they could just steal their art. And that is sad to me because artists pour their souls into creating beautiful illustrations, beautiful paintings. Like one of my colleagues made a joke where now we're going to have to go to houses of people, and if they have a painting on the wall, we're going to have to go look and see if the textures of the paint are there, because we don't trust that people like actually bought a painting and instead bought a print and pretended it's painting or put it on canvas paper. I'm worried that they're going to use people's voices and like make music for the people if they can. Yes, we won't get the vocal range and the interesting thing they put, but people won't look too closely into that. You know what I mean? Like some people are just going to be like, honestly, it's fine. And people's voices are going to be associated with types of music and things that they don't want to talk about. And that is frustrating, right? It's like taking Billie Eilish and making a song where she's being hypersexual because people want her to be hypersexual. And that is not her brand, and you're going to make that about it. Using people to say things that they don't want to say, making audio clips that they never said, and now you have to prove it's not them in different ways now, and we have to find a way to detect AI versus detecting. That's what's the scary thing about AI right now, in my opinion. I don't think that movie's good at all. And I know I sound like a dick, but it's a lot of elements to it. Because yes, if the AI did direct, they did not direct their actors. All the emotions were flat. There is no characterization. It's just a bunch of people speaking. And what is interesting about that? I don't want to watch a bunch of people speaking. I want to have moments where you feel, when you watch American Psychopath and you're like, American Psycho, and you're like, oh my God, that emotion's, wild. When you watch Ralph Fiennes in The Menu, you know what I mean? That is directing, that is characterization, that is so many things. And obviously the actor putting in their damn put into that work, It's a mixture of like creativity. If your director already is a robot, woof. You know what I mean? And I don't think it can ever take away from directing. But I definitely think that writing could be a threat. Especially, look, right now they're having a writing strike. If they're like, we can just get AI to watch all of Grey's Anatomy and write a few episodes, it really is scary. And you don't even know how bad it's gonna get. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it got a bit serious, but I definitely want to do more reactions to short things like this. Like I have been doing a lot of wrap-ups and things like that and recommendations, but I do want to get back to reacting to things. I do feel a lot better mentally right now. I have kind of let go of my problems and said, what's the point of stressing? I can't fix them. I can't fix them. Oh, and you haven't seen me. I'm a new age now. On my birthday was on the 24th of April. I am now 28. Right? I look 16. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I will get back to reacting to more things. I have some exciting videos, video ideas. I actually have to contact my friend for 2 of them. But I have some exciting video ideas to go with some of the suggestions people had given me. So I'm really excited to get filming to those and writing out those ideas and finding the content, which I'm actually going to do today. So yeah, come back for some more things. It's me, I'm Tato, I'm back. Bye guys, stay beautiful.